Coming up on First at 4, folks across the Commonwealth and the nation pause to remember 9/11. And a road rage incident in the mountains leads to the discovery of an animal abuse case.
Plus, we are tracking higher rain chances by Tuesday and Wednesday. Those details coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, it's been a day of remembrance for many, 22 years after the attacks of 9/11. There have been ceremonies across Kentucky and the United States. Names of nearly 3,000 people who lost their lives were read in different places. In New Jersey, the names of 39 residents who lost their lives 22 years ago were read. New Jersey City Council President Joyce Waterman made some remarks next to Steel from Ground Zero.
We do this every year because we want to remember what happened on our land. And that's so important when you understand what America stands for. America is the land of the free, and it is the home of the brave.
9/11 memorial ceremonies were also held across eastern and southern Kentucky. We'll have much more about today's 9/11 commemorations at 4:30, 5:30, and 6, and of course later on the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
Well, as expected, we are tracking some drier air across the mountains on Monday, but that is short-lived as more rain chances are on the way as early as tomorrow. But today, up on the radar, most of us are dry. A small shower not too far away from McKee in Jackson County. But again, for most of us, we are quiet this afternoon under some sunshine, also some near-average temperatures. Highs right now in the upper 70s and lower 80s today, and that is where we should be for this time of year. From London to Pikeville, we are dry and those temperatures back in the upper 70s and lower 80s. 80 for Jackson, 82 for London, 81 for Perry County and Hazard, and 78 over in Pikeville. But like I said, we are tracking more showers as early as tomorrow. Another weather system pushing through. Some more showers on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then some awesome weather by Thursday, Friday, also into the first half of the weekend. Some drier air, some cooler air, temperatures back in the 70s. Lows for most of us in the 50s, but possibly some upper 40s out there by Thursday and Friday morning. All those details plus your full 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. A Tennessee man is behind bars after police say he got into a fight leading to much more being discovered. Billy Coleman of Bluff City, Tennessee reportedly hit a car at the Food City gas station in a road rage incident. That happened in Whitesburg. He was charged with assault, criminal mischief, disorderly conduct, and animal cruelty. Sergeant Mike Garner with the Whitesburg Police Department says it started at the Pine Mountain Grill, ultimately ending at the Food City.
It came out as a road rage incident. The dispatchers convinced the people to pull over at Food City. When I responded on scene, witnessed two males begin to fight. I ordered them several times to stop fighting, at which point they didn't, so I deployed OC spray.
Sergeant Garner says once they placed Coleman under arrest, they then found 35 dogs in the van that were in terrible condition. We will have more on where those dogs are now coming up tonight at 6. President Biden has boarded Air Force One and is on his way home after an overseas trip attending the G20 summit and a trip to Vietnam. The trip involved a lot of relationship building in Asia as the U.S. seeks to counter the influence of China in the region. CBS's Natalie Brand has more from the White House.
Meeting with tech leaders in Vietnam, President Biden used the trip to push for stronger economic ties between the two countries.
This event itself shows how far Vietnam and the United States have come.
The U.S. views Vietnam as a viable alternative to China when it comes to manufacturing critical components such as semiconductors.
Secure supply chains for small businesses. It's about creating free and open Indo-Pacific for all.
The U.S. and Vietnam also share concerns over China's claims of ownership over the South China Sea, a critical route for global trade.
While the president's visit to India and Vietnam served to build relationships in the region to counter China, the president said he's not trying to, quote, contain China.
We're not looking to hurt China, sincerely. We're all better off if China does well.
That remark drew criticism from Republicans on Capitol Hill who accused the president of projecting weakness.
This was a wrong message to send. It was not one of deterrence.
A new CBS News poll shows 57% of Americans surveyed believe President Biden is being too easy on China, and 7 in 10 Americans feel pessimistic about prospects for world peace and stability. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
President Biden ended his visit to Vietnam visiting John McCain's memorial in Hanoi. Coming up on First at 4, 3 Eastern Kentucky school districts participate in a program to create a safer environment for students.
Plus, rain returns as early as tomorrow, then a fall preview. Those details on the way after this break.